Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us again. Today we're going to be doing a food review, and this time our food review, I'm sure you may have seen from the thumbnail anyway, but it is from McIntosh of Strathmore. So we have got two meals here. We have haggis, neeps and tatties, and we also have Scottish stovies as well. Now we got both of these in Too Good To Go bags. The haggis, neeps and tatties was from our local Spar. Now it was used by the 18th of April, but we did freeze it on the day of purchase, and we were hoping that we would get some more McIntosh of Strathmore food so that we could do a bit of a review for you guys who may or may not be familiar with Scottish food. So this was £2.79 from Spar originally, and it was just down to £1.39. Now obviously we got this as part of a Too Good To Go bag, so we probably got it for a lot less than that, because generally most of the Spar Too Good To Go bags are around the £3 mark, and thinking about the most recent one we got, there was quite a hefty amount of food in it. So yeah. One thing I'd like to mention is that this haggis, neeps and tatties is apparently the best going, and one of my subscribers, John White, recommended it to me, so I am really thankful for that tip, and we will review it today. My plan is that we have defrosted it already, and we will put it in the oven or the microwave. We'll have a look at the instructions and go through it with you guys at home, and we will also review our Scottish stovies as well, which has also been defrosted. Now we bought our stovies from Greens of Dunblane. The use by date was the 21st of April, and again it was frozen as soon as we got it home from the shop. I don't have an original price on it, but it was reduced to £1.25. Generally, this was part of a Too Good To Go bag as well, but generally within the supermarkets I'd expect that you could pick one of these up for about £2.50 to maybe £3, depending on if they have deals etc. on in the supermarkets. However, there are less and less deals going on at the moment, as I'm sure we're already aware of, but I think it's definitely worth a try. I love both of these Scottish meals, of course, being Scottish, but I know that some of you may be quite intrigued and quite interested to see what they look like and how they turn out, how they taste. And certainly McIntosh of Strathmore is a brand that I have had before regards their macaroni cheese, which is delicious, but I haven't had any of these meals before. So first of all, our haggis, neeps and tatties is around a 340 gram pack. It says on here that it's a traditional haggis made here in our kitchens with mashed Scottish potato and sweet, or neeps and tatties, which is potato and sweet or turnip. So on here we have ingredients, and to be honest there's less ingredients in it than I thought there would be for it being a processed meal. But the allergens for it are oatmeal, soya, wheat, and that's it. So just because there are so few ingredients, I will read them out to you just in case you think, what is haggis? What does it entail? What is in it? And I know that some people have a few horror stories about haggis. Some people are really put off by it, but certainly from my experience it's something that I think everyone should try. It doesn't necessarily taste like meat, it doesn't taste like vegetables. It's very much just a very nice savoury taste, and it does usually have a really nice peppery flavour to it, which I personally love. But anyway, so we have cooked mashed potatoes, 40% of the pack, which is potatoes, salt and white pepper. We have 39% of haggis, which is made up of water, minced beef lungs, oatmeal, beef suet, minced lamb heart, pork fat, minced beef liver, dried onion, salt, soya protein concentrate, soya flour, white pepper, nutmeg, maize starch, modified maize starch, and wheat flour. So they also have some spices in there, including ginger, mace, onion powder, dried glucose syrup, and sweet. So our sweet is around 21% of the pack as well. Now, nutritional information wise, per serving, which they advise one pack is one serving, so 443 calories, 22.9 grams of fat, 11.1 grams of saturated fats, 38.8 grams of carbohydrates and 5.8 grams of sugars. We also have 9.3 grams of fibre, which is pretty good. We also have 15.6 grams of protein and 2.29 grams of salt. So the cooking guidelines advise that you can cook it in the microwave for 4.5 minutes, stand time 1 minute if you have an 800 watt microwave. If you have a 900 watt microwave, reduce that cook time by 1 minute. So you're talking 3.5 minutes. Obviously, every appliance is different, so please do make sure that your food is piping hot in the middle before you eat and serve it to anyone that you are serving your food to. Take care as the tray will be hot. Do not reheat the food once it has been cooked. And they also advise that you can cook in a conventional oven, which you would remove from the sleeve, pierce the film several times, placing a baking tray and put in a preheated oven at 180 gas mark 4 for 25 minutes. And if you do have a fan assisted oven like ourselves, then you may need to reduce or reduce or increase the cooking time as required. So yep, all of the food within this is Scottish potatoes, homemade Scottish haggis, and British sweet or neeps or turnip, whatever you want to call it. So really excited to try this. With regards to our stovies, again, it's a 340 gram pack. Now I think the macaroni comes in quite a big pack, it's like a family sized one, but for the majority of the meals by McIntosh of Strathmore, as far as I'm aware, going by what I've seen in the supermarkets, you generally can pick this up in like Co-op, Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's. You'll find this around the 340 gram mark there. And again, they advise that 340 gram serving is 1 serving for 1 person. So it is a traditional recipe of minced British beef, cooked Scottish potatoes and onions. So that is pretty much standard, sort of stovies there. Stovies is a very old traditional recipe within Scotland, and you basically use what you have to make it. So generally it would be onions, potatoes. You would also you can use sausage, you can use corned beef, you can use minced beef. Basically whatever you have, you use up, and you bulk it up using the potatoes so that, if you cannot afford lots of meat or you don't want to have a high level of meat within your meal, then you can certainly bulk it out with the rest of your veg. Sometimes you may see it with some added carrots or some peas, etc. Again, there are some variable regional differences, but certainly from my perspective, I've always had it with minced beef or sausage, and I really thoroughly enjoy that type of stovies. But if you have tried it, let me know, do you like it? Let me know how you make it at home as well. So it's made with British beef and Scottish potatoes. Again, as I said before, we froze this and we have now defrosted it, so we will cook it in a couple of minutes and we'll let you know how it tastes. So again, microwave instructions. So 800 watt microwave is 5 minutes cooking time, 900 watt is 4 minutes cooking time, and each point is 1 minute stand time as well before you eat your food. And with everything, just making sure that it is properly cooked and it's piping hot and warm enough to eat inside. You can cook it in the oven as well at 180 gas mark 4 for 25 minutes. If you've got time to do that, if you're maybe putting other things in your oven, then yeah, of course, by all means do that. We're going to certainly cook these in the microwave just because it seems a bit of a waste to put the oven on just for 2 small meals, and we're really trying to cut back on that just now. We have been using our microwave and our air fryer a lot more, and actually our oven is very, very seldom used now, which is definitely helping our energy bills out. So with regards to the ingredients, we have 67% of potatoes, 16% minced beef, 15% onion. We have beef fat, salt, tomato puree, malted barley, and barley is one of our allergens. We have lactose, which is milk, and that is also an allergen as well. In addition to that, we have yeast extract, flavourings, which include salt, maltodextrin, yeast extract, thermal process flavouring, not sure what that is, pepper extract, onion powder, beef extract, onion extract, and water. So again, you can freeze these, you can also put them in your refrigerator. It's completely up to yourself what you want to do. The pack is 340 grams and it serves 1 person. Calories wise, you're talking 378 calories, so a bit less than the haggis, neeps and tatties. 17 grams of fat, 7.5 grams of saturated fats, 38 grams of carbs, 8 grams of sugars, 3.9 grams of fibre, which is significantly less than the Haggis Neeps and Tatties. We also have 17 grams of protein and 2 grams of salt. So a wee bit less protein and a wee bit less salt. Sorry, a wee bit more protein and a wee bit less salt in the Stovies. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook them as per guided instructions, and we will come back in a minute or two and we will show you and taste and see how they fare up. I'm really excited, and again, big thank you to John White, who advised that Haggis Neeps and Tatties is the best from McIntosh of Strathmore. But is it? Let's find out next. Hey guys, welcome back. So we have cooked both our Stovies and our Haggis Neeps and Tatties in the microwave as directed. Both items of food are piping hot and ready to eat. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with the Stovies and then we'll give the Haggis Neeps and Tatties a wee try. So it's quite dark, it's darker than Stovies I would make at home, but again, as we said earlier, everyone's got their own way of making it, and whatever tastes and looks good for you and you know what you can afford, that is the right thing for you. Certainly this is mass produced, so obviously things can be a little bit different there as well. So let's give it a wee taste and I'll let you know how it is. So I'll get a wee chunk of potato there as well. Do you know what, that's really, really tasty. Despite it being a processed meal, despite the potato being in the microwave, obviously it's been cooked, it's been frozen, we've defrosted it, we've cooked it in the microwave. You know, to be honest, there's still a little bit of bite to the potato, which is really, really nice. It's a nice texture. We've also got some little bits of onion in here as well, which are lovely. They're nice and soft. There's a really, really good flavour to this. It tastes like my childhood, that's all I can say on it. It's seasoned really well. Personally for me, I wouldn't add any more salt or pepper to it. I think it's got a really nice peppery taste to it without it being too overpowering. And again, we've got nice little bits of onion through there, which really give it that slightly different taste and different sort of dimension and texture to the dish as well. And you know, I think, to be fair, there's a good amount of minced beef in it. Certainly, like I said earlier, I would normally have it with sort of chunks of sausage or cut up sausage, depending on what you've got available, or corned beef as well. Some people may think that's a bit similar to corned beef hash, but again, they're all meals that help you save a little bit of money and fill you up in the meantime as well. So really, really impressed with this. I'll have one last bite because I really am enjoying it. I can't wait to eat it for dinner. Yummy. I would recommend that to anyone who wants a really hearty, filling, comforting food. That's it, summed up in one bowl. I don't think you can get much better than that on a nice cold night. But to be honest, even if it wasn't, we all need comfort food at times, and I think this definitely would be right up your street if that's what you enjoy. Excuse me for using the same fork, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is our Haggis Neeps and Tatties. So obviously it was in a sort of plastic dish. I've tried to separate it out as best as I can. So we've got our haggis here, we've got our potatoes, our tatties, and we've got our neeps over here, which is our sweet or turnip. So we'll have a bit of each and then we'll mix it all together. So potatoes. Very smooth, very buttery, really, really comforting. Tastes absolutely lovely. A little bit of our neeps or sweet or turnip. Really nice texture. You can tell it's obviously a root vegetable. There is a little bit more texture to it than the mash, but all the same, really, really good. The only thing I would say for me personally is that there's maybe not as much salt and pepper in the neeps as I would normally have at home. But they still taste really, really good. They taste very nice. And last little spoonful we'll have of our haggis. That is absolutely delicious. John White, you were absolutely right. I know it rhymes, but you are so right. This is delicious. And for a ready meal, you cannot get much better than that. We will do a final sort of mouthful, if you like, with all of the food scooped up into one. So we've got our sort of trio of food on our fork here, and we'll see how it all tastes together. Absolutely delicious. This is lovely. I would highly recommend that you buy it if you are in a supermarket anytime soon, if you want to give it a try. It tastes really good. There's a nice amount of pepper throughout the haggis. It's not too overpowering. There's a nice texture to the haggis as well. Sometimes some haggis can be quite oaty, so you can have quite big flakes of oats through there. But certainly this is a lovely texture. It's got a nice bit of bite to it, and the flavour is absolutely top notch. One of the best, genuinely one of the best haggis neeps and tatties that I've ever had, and I'm quite shocked that it comes from a convenience meal, but there you have it. McIntosh of Strathmore, you've definitely done well. So if you have enjoyed this video, give it a wee like, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to put any comments or suggestions in the box below, then please feel free to leave your comment there. If you have tried any of these meals, let me know how you found them. Let me know if you've tried haggis, neeps and tatties before, or stovies, or how you make your stovies, because I know there are so many differences where we live. So thank you so much for watching. It really is appreciated, and I'm glad I was able to provide a little bit of a different content video for you guys today. I hope it's been useful and maybe slightly educational as well, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.